let's go ahead and get started. Amit, why don't you begin first? This cache
Uh,
for
yes,
me.
sir. Yes, John. So today I work on batching of the reaction notification, and that I created pull request, and I see Jerry approved that pull request. It is in QA, so we want to test that one.
Okay, how do we test it?
QA we can do it like which version is pointing to QA? I mean, Smell, Jerry, do you know?
Let me see the build. I think 41 is pointing to QA.
Yeah, I
So
think it's 41.
so we need to test that one. So like what it will do now, it will within 3 seconds, that within 3 minutes, if you reacted a same message, it will not send lots of notification. It will group all those notification and send it together.
You want to, well, I mean, when we test it, since there's no cron job that's set up yet,
Oh,
yeah, we
oh,
need to do the
mm,
notifications and then we'll call the API manually like
yeah, it
cron
was
job does.
manually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Jerry, this cron job will run in every 3 minutes or every minute it will run
I'm gonna run it every minute.
every minute. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So we will
So,
test it that one.
okay. Well, what kind of testing can you do, Jerry?
Well, yeah, we can test it in QA. We can just somebody has to trigger the notification from the back end. The idea is you would go and we'd react uh, um, on a message. We do put a few reactions, and then we trigger a notification and see if it's batched.
How do you
Well,
trigger it? It's
we just call it from the back end. We're like there's a cron job that's going to be set up that automatically runs every minute to
okay.
do this, but the cron job is not set up yet since I have to set that up. Just merged a PR,
Okay.
so we're going to go ahead and we can react on some messages and it just trigger it manually for now, but it should still give you the same grouping that Amit set up.
Okay. And so right now we're only doing this for reactions, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. And but is the template there on it to where if we wanted to add more
Yeah,
batches?
we can do it. Yes. Mm.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And other thing, John, you asked me to check the photo are not appearing, right?
Yeah.
I think it was some random issue from the app side. Like it was only occur for few seconds. I see. I also when first time I opened the app, the photo was not showing there. But
Hmm.
when I click on next arrow, previous photo also appearing there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Initially, it was blank,
Yeah,
like
okay.
what you sent me.
I've never seen that before. Well,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
for a long time. Is there an arrow? What is it, a carousel? Because when I sent you a screenshot, there was no arrows or image at all. So I don't know if there was more than one image supposed to be there.
Yeah, it was three images there.
Three images. Okay.
Three images there. Like I sent you the last screenshot, you can see it. Sorry,
Yeah.
two images, not three, two images. Uh,
Oh yeah. Okay.
mm.
So you think it's on the app side?
App side, yes. So since when I click on next arrow, na, it will start appearing for the previous one also.
Hmm. But you see in my screenshot, the arrows weren't there.
Yes, yes.
So
Yep. So I did the same thing. What I want, according to a screenshot, I went to this Ricky user profile, go to activity feed,
mhm.
then did the same thing.
Okay. Let me try again.
Can you please check it? Are you able to see it now?
I'm gonna see.
So there was no any backend changes or no backend deployment on production right now.
Yeah, it's there now.
Mm.
Hmm. All right. Weird. Okay. What else going on?
Yeah, so that's it. And so I will next workout. I will see what I can work. Otherwise, I will work on something.
Okay, maybe we can do a QA build before the end of the day and test it out and continue testing the reactions and the batch notifications. And if that's working, then we can have you.
Question I have there. Let me share my screen. So earlier, what we were showing a title first name reacted. Since it will goes in reaction, so title I put new reaction. So what it should be?
You said since what?
So earlier, so like when we are now sending a one-to-one notification,
Uh-huh.
it was showing first name reacted.
Yeah.
Now will goes to batches, like we are grouping it,
Yeah.
like Amit,
Oh,
John.
right. Yeah, I think we wanted to say um first name and another first name.
But that will be goes to body. We are already doing it, like another first name that will goes to body. Correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, we could say circles in the header, if that's what you
Mm,
mean. But
mm.
somewhere it should say John, Amit, and seven others reacted.
So that will show here inside body. If
Okay.
that will show inside the body, but title, what we can show.
Okay. So yeah, title, I think if we said circles, or hmm, how about reactions?
So earlier reaction, I will show earlier what it was. See, this is the commenter. First name
Reacted.
reacted.
Yeah. If it's a batch, we could say reactions.
Hmm. New reaction. So what I put new reactions.
New reactions isn't bad, or we could even could you have a number like if it said four reactions, seven reactions?
That we can, yes, that we can do that.
Okay, I think that'd be even more. Like
Okay.
if it said 19 reactions.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm. Okay.
cool.
Thank
Well,
you.
wait, do we need that if it's below? No, in the body it's going to say John, Amit, and 19 reacted. So
Yes.
maybe
So
just,
what it is so?
but yeah, new. I think new reactions is good. I think you got it. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's leave it at that. New reactions, because then the body will say the number.
Yes.
Okay.
So if it will be only two, it will say the name of that two people. If it's more than two, it will say, like it will say, reacted to your message.
Yeah, it'll say the two names plus six others, right?
Yes, two names. See, like two names, first two names, and remaining seven others. Suppose everyone have nine reaction, one message, just
Yeah,
nine reaction. So it will
perfect.
say first name, then and seven others reacted to your message.
Okay, perfect. All right. We'll aim for getting the QA build today and testing the batching, and if it's working well, maybe you could continue on to batch another set of notifications.
Okay.
Maybe what's another one that comes in a lot? I guess messages come in a lot,
Mhm.
but I don't know that I've ever seen app batch messages. So we'll have to think about if
Group
anybody.
messages, I think we can batch it. Group messages, if
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to do group messages in a batch, especially if they all come in within 5 seconds or 10 seconds.
yes.
Um, I guess the body would be a little. I guess we just have more of a generic body message,
Okay.
but yeah. And then if anyone else can think of other notifications they'd like to see batched to try and condense these a little bit.
Maybe can we make sure? I think something we might have overlooked is what about for like DMs? We should probably keep the notifications on DMs instant.
Yeah,
Correct. Hmm.
yeah, I think so. Even
So
because I mean, how many reactions can you get when it's just a one-on-one?
yeah, we'll keep that in mind with the keep that in mind when we start batching other stuff.
Okay. Are we good so far with that, Amit? The DMs are separate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Amit. Jerry, why don't you continue for us?
Okay. Yeah. Before I start, Danny. Oh, Danny must have. Is this about the? Okay. No. Sorry. Um, Danny, have you looked at that email from AWS?
I don't think Danny's
Oh,
here
Danny's
yet.
not here. Okay. Yeah. just payment information needs to be updated on AWS. So
I'm actively logging in to identify what's going on right now.
okay, yeah, yeah. No, charges seem fine. It just looks like the card needs to be updated.
Thank you, Ian.
Mhm.
All right, so got some things to do today. Todd, let me know when we're going to be sending out that SMS for Pocha House. I didn't do that yet, but
Yep.
yeah. So, John, do you have the I guess the stats for Pocha House? We kind of have.
I don't have any information.
Okay, so Todd said we got about 120 scans,
Okay.
and from that we got 90 phone numbers,
Okay.
and then that only turned into 3 onboardings.
Okay.
But it sounds like it was more or less an event for just getting people familiar with the flow, and then we're going to send them an SMS this morning. So
Yeah,
I
there was no, from what I understand, no call to action. It wasn't like we took anybody's photo or anything.
Right. Yeah, we
So
had a little discussion with this on Friday with Danny and Zane. John, I think you were kind of entrenched in something when we were talking, but the only messaging that uh, Danny and I came up with so far was regarding the free entry that they got, talking about their entrance into Pocha House and to the messaging so far being something of the lines of, um, join the chat to get access to free entry to other events, something to that effect. So we just
Mhm.
haven't nailed down the exact verbiage to get the message out, but otherwise it's ready to go out.
but we don't have that yet.
No, Danny has a good message, and if that's the message we want to go with, we can get that out right away.
Okay. And this is from yesterday or Saturday?
No, this is from Friday night.
This should have been sent Saturday.
Yeah, no one was available. I couldn't get on it, and Jerry was busy.
What can we do to automate some of this stuff, Jerry?
yeah. So I talked to Todd about this. Was it Friday or Saturday? Was it maybe?
Yeah.
You, Todd? Yeah.
Yeah, we chatted Saturday. Yeah.
We need to start finding a way to automate it because okay, I know what it is. Like depending on, it's depending on when the photographer uploads the pictures. So we want to only send it after they upload the picture. So that's why we can't just have time message going out because that time could vary, but it sounds like the images should be uploaded around noon the following day, but it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, that's for that program. For one
Right.
thing, yeah, we weren't even getting images on this program.
Mhm. Well, then it's all how we approach it. I mean, it can be automated. We just need to know how to approach it first, because like what the approach to it is. Because I asked Todd the first thing when he asked me about the numbers at Pocha House, I asked him, okay, I have a feeling that this event was ran differently than what was at Bar West just by looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
And the content of the SMS is going to change. It's, it's not at all like the one we were sending out for Bar West. So we just have to sit down and map it out. If we want to do it on a fixed schedule, we can do it on a fixed schedule. It's just not something that is implemented anywheres at this time.
Yeah, the Poacher House one should be easy to automate as long as our messaging is good, and this is something that we continue to do, which I'm not certain we are. I assume we are. But we haven't had that conversation. This was the first time that we had this
Well,
type of an event.
what's the landing page look like? Does it say Pocha House is inviting you? Does it say Circles Buddies inviting you? Does it say Todd's inviting
It says Pocha House. I created a Pocha House account like I did for Bar West.
you?
Yeah, it's be pretty easy to grab the numbers and follow and like send a follow up if we're just going on a fixed schedule. It was the Bar West ones that were quite tricky because, like I was saying, that requires a photographer to still like initiate something when they're done with the images, uploading them.
Well, the photographer doesn't upload the images. He gives them to us, and then we have someone uploading them.
Okay.
And then once that's done, that's where you need to be triggered as to when that SMS goes out.
Yeah.
So as long as I have the messaging down for the Pocha House type of event, assuming that's one we keep doing, That should be an easy one to automate. We can get that one figured out, I think. But yeah, the photo one. How do we? Is there like a something that can be built, Jerry? Like some sort of tool that would allow someone from like an admin panel in Circles to send this out when we're ready?
Yeah, it has to be segmented by the account. Um,
Right.
so for example, we could do it. I need you to update. Did you update the flow code for Bar West?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so yeah, we would need the like Bar West, like all these clubs will need their own link, and then
Yeah, and that's another conversation I need to have with you, Jerry, about creating these types of accounts without having to use a physical phone to do it.
okay,
'Cause I'm having to use a physical phone to create these accounts, but now I'm tying up phones, and this isn't uh, easily repeatable
Okay.
in a large scale.
I see. Yeah,
So we can kind of take that offline if you want.
yeah, absolutely. That shouldn't be much of an issue. So yeah, as long as all the clubs have their own links, we can segment that well enough to where we can schedule an SMS to go out either on a manual or automatic level.
Right. Okay. Okay. I can work on that.
And ideally, you're creating a new link for each event because
That's right.
that way you can test or have some data for which ones are more effective. Maybe strategy changes between different events.
Right now, John, we're going by timestamps, which should be sufficient enough. Like I don't think unless there is a place that's having two different events simultaneously, at least with the scale it's going right now, Bar West is only doing one event per night, and we can easily grab within a time range the number of scans.
Scans, yes.
Well, scans and numbers. And numbers.
Yeah, but they might click the link days later, right?
True.
Yeah.
That's where I was thinking the link itself should be unique. Otherwise, we don't know which one's getting clicked, and we may change strategy on it with different messaging and things like that.
That's true. Yeah.
Want to know what's most effective. Okay, well, I'll let you guys talk about that on the side. Did we send out one from Thursday night's event?
Not yet.
Oh,
Oh, no,
you,
I'm sorry. I'm
yep.
sorry. I misspoken. We did. Jerry took care of that one.
Okay. That was only like what?
It was like
Less
5
than-
members or
Yeah.
something.
Okay. Were there any interaction?
Let's find out. I know Todd had me pull a list like earlier in the day, and we didn't send out the SMS yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the number whenever I got to sending out the SMS was one less because somebody had actually onboarded since then. But I can find that out. See, so
Yeah.
there.
Let me know.
While
While you look.
list very quickly, won't take long at all.
Okay.
Just gotta paste these two more numbers in here. Give it a run, and looks like one of them onboarded. There were 5 that I was going to send out, but then it ended up being 4 because one of the 5 ended up onboarding before I got to send the SMS, and it looks like one more onboarded. So there's still 3 of the 5 that
Yeah,
did.
but still 2 out of 5, or even 1 out of 5 again, which is still not at least 20%, if not greater
Mhm.
conversion rate. So it's still really high conversion rate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. Did you have more, Jerry, to add?
Yes. Okay. Well, now we're pivoting away from this. There's some extra pages, some changes on the landing page. Ian wanted me to add a link to the terms of service and stuff. Um, just pivoting to something I talked with Danny about Friday is he wanted to make a POC for like a creator dashboard. I don't know if you know anything about that, John. Like a like a
No, what's a POC?
oh um I'm sorry, like a POC, a proof of concept.
Okay.
So for did Danny talk to you about like the creator dashboard that he had in mind with?
We've discussed a little bit, but before we go into a new feature, I want to make sure we have the resources for this. What are we talking about here?
Oh, this would be pretty much all back end work at this time.
which we have limited resources for.
Mhm,
I mean, depends on who's working on this.
mhm. This would be something that I take up. It's not as complex if we just start from the back end. The idea,
Yeah, but there's a lot going on right now.
yeah, I understand.
And it depends on what the strategy is here, timelines. I'm, I, I'm not sure if I understand what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
Was he discussing this with you like as just a conceptual thing, or was he wanting you to start?
I will. I don't want to take his words out of context, but I have a message from him saying that he wanted to start on the tiered referral system.
That I talked to him with about that. That's not the creator thing. I get I think you're mixing up a couple things.
Okay, yeah, okay. So he said that there's the tiered referrals that
Yes.
said will eventually rebrand itself. He sees it as a creator dashboard.
Okay, that's starting to make more sense now. I see. So yeah, I guess we could merge it all into one kind of thing. But
Exactly.
the near term, yes, we are already underway. We have we have influencers getting
Mhm.
referrals and all the
That's
time. And
that's what I'm working on. The referrals. Sorry, I'm using the wrong words here.
okay, no worries. Okay, yeah, the whole creator economy thing, that's a beast.
Yeah. No, okay. Sorry. I confused you there. It's just the referral part. I meant was going to be all back end work.
Yep, yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, that one you already started Friday, right?
Well, no, I was talking to him about Friday evening on it, but I'm starting work on it today.
But you were investigating it, and turns out it's all doable, right?
Yeah, it's all stuff we actually already track. We just have to pull the queries for it.
Okay, great. Um, yeah, that one I want to scale as soon as we can because it's something we're doing individually right now. A
Mhm.
little more manual process, but I
Yeah,
want to I
I,
want to industrialize it.
I even said we can like automate payouts on this. Like I
I
can
heard that. Yeah, that's awesome.
really automatic.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yes, that we're on the way. So, do you need more information? I imagine.
The only thing I think I might have to get with Danny and or Ian for is I'd like to use Stripe to handle payouts.
Yeah.
So there'll be like a small onboarding process that we'll have to onboard any of our creators into Stripe, and maybe we'll do this manually for now, and then we can create a hosted flow for creators later on. But we onboard them, and basically they're going to have to like enter their payout information.
Okay, but these aren't creators. They're more of our like
Partners
partners, community managers. Yeah, they're
using the words incorrectly. Same idea. The person will enter their payout information in like an onboarding process, and then that just gives me an ID for Stripe that when I run the numbers, I can run my checks and balances. And the way I have done it before is at the very initial part of it is we can do like dry runs that we
Mhm.
can like calculate. We can do the calculations ahead of time and say, okay, this is the amount this person would earn for this period. Somebody would go in, they would check it manually. If the amount looks good, then we can disperse the payment.
Cool.
So yeah, it can all be done within Stripe.
Excellent.
Jerry, just to confirm, you're suggesting that we use Stripe to send payments to people, and they would just first need to create a Stripe account of some kind, provide their banking information, and then we would then link them to our Stripe account. Is that the general idea?
Yeah, it's like a I forgot the word Stripe uses for it, but like Stripe has kind of a built-in system. Think of it like a marketplace. How if you sign up for an eBay account, like eBay pays you. It's
Right.
kind of like that same system, but Stripe allows sites to do that for situations like this.
Hmm.
Stripe actually has like their own dashboard for like people who create accounts to receive disbursements. It's almost like a sub account. Like it has in no way no connection financially to like the Circle Stripe account, but it's
Yeah.
like this is the account within the Circles ecosystem that Circles can disperse payments to.
Interesting. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I hadn't seen that before.
I also work on that part, Jerry, like earlier. So what you just talked now.
Mhm.
So like we can create two payment accounts with subsystem sub-payment accounts. So it will directly pay to the customer account.
Yep.
Do
Cool.
you want to give any of this task to Amit, Jerry?
Um, I'll get with him on it. I'm still I'm still mapping it out. I have to create the database tables, and then once we get to like the Stripe setup, I'll let him know if I need anything.
Okay.
Then what I think what has to happen first is like the account holder. I'm assuming that's either going to be Danny or Ian. Might have to complete a couple forms. I'm gonna dig in Stripe and that today and let them know what they need to fill out.
Okay. Cool.
Uh,
What else?
So that is a big thing I'll be tackling today. Let me go check through some notes. And oh, I posted some things in development chat this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
John, I was gonna, I guess, let you handle the assignment of it. There's a couple small minor display things, and there's also I guess a slightly more complex thing for like unlisted business. Chantel has some suggestions for that,
Okay.
but that is going to be a little heavier lift. Not substantial, but it's a little more than just some UI changes that she wants.
Okay. Um, when it comes to the image, you were saying that no matter what image you tap on, it loads the first one.
Yeah, so if you play the screen recording slowly, you can see the image that darkens is the one that I'm tapping on.
Oh yeah.
So you can see that I'm tapping the third image, and then it still comes up to the first image.
Yeah. Hey Wells, can you take a look at development channel in Slack? The very last message.
Yes, sir.
I think you worked on this carousel for trust tips. If you notice on that screen record, Jerry's tapping on the third image, but it brings up the first image in the carousel.
I'll check it.
Okay. Take a look. Maybe it's something quick and easy, hopefully.
So yep, just those other minor display changes for kind of me messing around in iOS 26. But yeah, that's kind of all through my updates.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. All right. Ismail, let's get your update, please.
Yeah, sure. So on Friday, I was working on the problem where what's it called? The follow modal would pop up in the chat unexpectedly. This is the one where if you add somebody to a chat and you're not following them, it
Yeah.
prompts you to follow them. So the problem was related to the friends, um, and the logic just needed a little bit of tweaking. So now it shouldn't happen, and I tested it, and it looks like it's all good to go. I was able to reproduce it and fix it.
Excellent. Did you already merge it?
Yeah,
Cool.
been approved and merged. I also reviewed one of the means PR, so that one's in too. Um, Other than that, I went back to working on something that I kind of left before I went on before I traveled. That was related to refetching a topic when you're in the background. If you remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
So the logic is almost complete there. The main problem we were having is if you have, let's say, a topic selected, and then you go back in the background and somebody creates a new topic, which has happened before to you. Um, and then once you go back in, it will insert that new topic and you will see it, but the chat you're currently on or the tab will break. And by break, I mean you just won't see anything. Now, I spent a good amount of hours trying to fix this Friday and today in the morning. Um, what I've came up to, like the what I came to realize is that it looks like when the new component comes in, like the new topic comes in, instead of having like three in the front, it'll be four because it's a new topic that came in. That seems to the so I have the other topic. I can find it by the topic key in the new array and select it again, but it will be out of sync with the tab view. It's kind of hard to explain. Um, so that would result into having a broken tab. Um, now I've tried like literally 20 different methods or approaches to get this to work, and the final one that I came up with, which does work, is that it would refresh it. So basically, I would include the key of the tab view with the index causing the component, the page to refresh. So that will fix everything. The only downside to it is like there will be a blink once you put the app in the background, come back, you'd see a quick blink.
Interesting.
So,
What about when you're in the chat and a new topic comes in?
no, you won't see this unless you leave the app, like put it in the background and come back.
Okay.
Then there would be a quick blink. I'm still trying different methods, but it's very stubborn because what's happening is, like I said, it's like it's not in sync anymore with the tab view. Like the index that's selected, and then the
Mhm.
tab view that you have, they're not in sync anymore. And the only way I can seem to get them to sync up is by remounting that component.
Sorry, I'm looking at screen records. Continue.
Yeah. So, like I said, after a few hours of work, the best uh, solution I have so far is a blink. Like it would basically remount the component. It
Mhm.
just takes like a quick second, obviously, but
I
it
guess
is
it's
still a
better
blink. It's still there.
yeah, it's better than breaking.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't want to spend a little bit more time to see if I can somehow find a way to sync these tab views with that without having to remount it. So far, I haven't been able to find a working solution, but yeah, I can spend a little bit more time on that. If not, I can show you what I have, and if we're good with it, we can merge it or we can
I would
explore
say, yeah,
different options.
it's probably good timing to get that QA build in this morning because we want to test the stuff Amit did and then the stuff you did. And you said you merged one of Amin's PRs. So yeah, why don't we just test it out in real life?
So have it with the blink and see how that feels in real life.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Cool.
I'll have a PR for me to review. Um, I mean, if you want to go over it with me, it's a little complicated, like the stuff I have, but the logic, it's not complicated. It's like different, weird to get it to re-render. Or and also I can show you what I have if you have any ideas. Uh, that'll be great. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on.
Okay. Great. And then you're open for the next task.
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's discuss that with Amin. Um, and then Amin, do you want to look at Ismail's PR soon?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe after this our updates.
yeah. Well done.
Okay, great. Why don't you go for it?
For me, it was like Friday finishing up the new people finder screen. It's all done. It's only uh I have one question today, and like it's about the search. Like, I'm
Okay.
not sure if you remember, but like when I asked like what query we're gonna be using the search, you said like the same, but when I'm passing a phone number, it's like nothing
Hmm.
responding. So I'm not really sure what how it's gonna work or.
I think if you search right now, you can use the phone
Yeah,
number.
yeah, the people finder on the phone number. Yeah.
Well, okay, the query that was there for the search.
Like this is my phone number. If you search for that phone number,
Okay,
just search for that exact. So I mean, it is only going to be an exact match though. Like it's
yeah,
not a prefix. So
e- exact match like the dashes, the.
oh no, no dashes.
Okay,
So
so okay,
you s-
let me share my screen.
yeah, when you send it to the back end, make sure there's no dashes in it.
Well, there's no way for the user to like because the number pad here, it's all numbers.
Okay.
So like for example, like a phone number that I should use. Because I'm not sharing everything. Give me a
Well,
second.
if you if you type in all fives, you should get like your test number, right?
Yeah, because so this is the query that I'm using just to be clear. So I'm using this one: search user contacts and following.
Yeah. Oh, the one. Get rid of the one.
You know the one oh country code. Yeah.
Get rid of the one. Now try. There you go.
Okay. Yeah. That's okay.
At least that was easy.
Yeah, it was just the country code. So yeah, it's my question. And other what is it? Oh yeah, I did
I mean,
button.
yeah, I think it's fine that we don't require the country code. Like when people type in a phone number, they don't.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
unless
yes.
hmm, unless they're overseas and have friends overseas, or
Mm.
what would
Then
happen in that case? What if I was?
Why do we have it as exact match? Why don't we have it as partial match?
That could that could almost help you like that's almost security risk. You could like drill somebody's phone number
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because you like process of elimination pretty much find out anybody's phone number from that. Snapchat does the same thing, Ismail.
I
It
see.
makes sense. Yeah.
I see that
Or
part.
what we can do is we can just if you use a press by phone number, now there will be like here or here somewhere. The country code picker will
That's a
be
great idea.
yeah.
That would do it.
Yeah, that would do it.
I don't know how much more work that is. Sounds hard.
Depends how we want that country picker to be there. Is it like are we get I mean, I don't know how to do it I mean we can do it inside the search info. It just it's not hard. It's just a little bit of work to get it there and it's it. It's not like
Okay. It would make sense too because the user did tap the phone number option,
yeah.
so they'd expect to see it. Okay. Yeah. I think we probably should. What's up, Ismail?
Was there a push to QA because chat seems to be broken? Um, like
Thank you.
yeah, like it's
Look at
the
deployment.
topics have no images and the main chat has no images. Like the avatars are not there.
In QA,
Yeah.
how about would you do? Let me go back to my QA and see what happens. Oh, you can't search yourself. I mean, that's another thing.
Okay.
So yeah, like try to search that number that you
Yeah,
have.
it is another number. It works.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you in a certain group, Ismail? If you want to add me to it.
Do some more demo. Let me see.
Let's see.
It's still demo like
Yep.
where? Here? What?
Yeah. Type a number again.
My avatar is loaded in.
Well, this should not happen sooner. Like it happens very fast.
Yeah.
I
It's a
should
little quick. Yeah.
yeah. I'll make it only when user really finishes editing
Yeah.
or searching and let me do number. Yeah, there's this case.
Oh, it's going to bring up names as well because that's the query.
Mm,
Yeah.
What do we do about this, Jerry?
I might have to add. We might have to add a parameter to indicate it's a phone match. It's a phone match. So don't worry about the don't worry about the names. We're looking at the numbers.
Okay, we make a note on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Mm,
Wait, don't type out mine. I don't
I
want
did.
my. I
Oh
don't want
yeah,
my.
I literally did. Earlier I was like, oh yeah, this
Actually,
is
it's okay. I think Johnny blurs it out. So go ahead. If you have
okay.
this.
Um, well, let me
Oh, sorry, false alarm. I I had I had some code inserted. I was trying out for chat. So sorry. Not back end.
It's all good.
Yeah, should be.
Okay, that's good. Speaking of this country code, I had a note in development a while back where a guy from India saw the American flag. I can't remember if we.
Yeah, we talked about it. Is like he's what we get the country flag from the phone device settings. Like he's
He was
like
in America. Is that why?
no, but in his settings, it was selecting the U.S. as a country somewhere, so that's why. Let me just again to look at it again and see like because I remember like
Do
I
we have a
remember
system?
that happened with Canada. I
Do we,
remember.
yeah, that's where I was like looking at like let me see get country and what this one use.
yeah, you got. If we have a session replay, then we could see what his IP address is saying.
We did a while back,
It's
and I don't
not
remember.
it's not the IP address. It's the library um uses something from like the user settings. I remember that. I just like I need to read it again so I can.
Okay, because
Uh,
he typed +91. That's what we were trying to find it.
yeah,
And
the local. Yeah, the local. So we're using this function to get what's the user's country, and it's like it gets the country code based on its device local, not on its position. So
hmm,
somewhere in his settings, he set the local as like, oh yeah, when you select English, you select
hmm,
like US English.
interesting.
That's
Is
why
that so? Is that's maybe not the best way to determine a country?
we can see how to change it to really
Yeah,
determine.
Jerry, check this out. If you go back to June 12th, June 11th
Mm-hmm.
in development channel, there is a session replay, and I circled the guy's phone number because the session replay has the phone number.
It's not the phone number. Let's see. Let me see.
This
June
one,
12th. Here. Let me see. Is
this
Actually,
one.
he didn't type 91 yet. Yeah, that's the one there. So his number starts with 99,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
but he's assuming it's got the right country code, maybe.
well, it sounds like that he has his localization on his phone. Like Amin said, his localization was set to the U.S.
Yeah, that's why it's
Okay.
It's like, isn't that like what sets like what app store you can use? Amin, like you're using the U.S. App Store or you're using like that geography app store.
no. This is not what you get country where it's not about the app store. It's like your the phone settings
Mm-hmm.
where and where you choose the language of your phone like and you can select English, but there's other like variation of English, and he did like the English USA. That's why it was
But
that's
you're
for
saying that, but it says there it's based on its device location.
no local like local, which is like
Locale is
localization.
location. Yeah,
No, this is not localization. That's this is not like it. Here's it. It says not on its position.
not its position. I see. So by device locale, they
Yeah, the
mean
device local it means like the language.
the setting. I see. Okay. Huh. Huh.
Well,
So
so
that's
when software mention worked on this, they use this method. I'm not sure why. Maybe they've been using it on their other projects, which working fine for them. I think we can change it to whatever the we want it to be there first, like based on. Well, if we're gonna go with the position, like we will
hmm.
need the last and long, then we need the permission, and this happens like the country picker. This one happens like in the phone number settings, even
You
before.
know, I'm starting to feel like it's okay because software mansion, they're in Europe. There's a lot of countries with different country codes all around them. So they
Mm-hmm,
had to probably deal with it a lot. I watched this whole session replay, and the guy was very quick to change the flag to India. Like he knew what he was doing. Like this wasn't the first app on his phone where he had to do it. Like
mm-hmm,
I could tell he was experienced. So he must know because of his locale, like that's going to happen. So it's probably the best way. Because otherwise, if I was traveling and I downloaded an app and I was in a different country, it would give me the wrong country code because of my Latin long. It doesn't mean I'm I have a phone carrier in that country,
Yeah.
so it kind of does. I get their logic for why they use the locale. Okay, okay. So back to our people finder screen then and the flag. Can we get that little widget inside there? You think?
Yeah, again.
Okay, and then if someone taps it, it'll just bring up the screen.
Yeah, the same we have in the onboarding.
Okay, cool. Okay. Um,
Yeah,
if
what's
if
mhm.
this was a contact, what would the button say?
The I
Like,
still need to work on this. This is it has still not implemented it. It needs to this one needs to be an invite because this one I think this one is a contact. I'm not,
hmm,
it says user contact key here. Let me change this to this. Uh, well, will always show the now the follow, but I'll make it to if a user is gonna be whatever the status that needs to be here, follow, following or whatever, or if
mhm.
it's not, it's gonna be the invite, same as sorry, same as we have here.
Okay, cool. That works.
And yeah, there's the link that will be copied here. It's the user's link
Yeah.
that we use, like if he tries,
Basically be the same as if you hit the green button, right?
yeah, the green button or this others, okay, because you copy this. Like for example, this is for me. It's gonna be.
Gotcha.
It's not here, but yeah, but so yeah, it's the same. So I still have just like to show the QR here,
Okay,
and
yeah.
yeah, that was only the remaining thing that I did not work on. It's just like way I'm just gonna show the image there, so nothing much there.
Okay. Are you using the drawer that
Yeah,
Ismail? Bill?
yeah, yeah. This draw that was before.
The same one as before? Okay. I don't know if he changed
Wait, which? Well, are you talking about this drawer or like this one?
the QR code drawer.
QR code. Yeah, this is the Ismail that's been working on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, he did a good job on that.
Uh, but this drawer is the one that was before. I didn't want to change it or anything.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Okay.
And yeah, and also this one shows contacts and following. No, sorry, the suggestions. It paginates.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it keeps paginating,
Okay.
and it shows the correct number. And also, if you delete, I'm not sure why it takes a little bit longer. Maybe just my internet connection. And yeah, it ignore the users, so it will not be shown again there, and also will not be shown here if it's needed to. So
Okay, great.
what? Yeah, that's it. Oh,
What were we gonna say?
yeah. I was like, yeah, that's all of it. And yeah, and if you use it, just tap here. It's the
Mhm.
normal. It's the normal keypad. But I think I have to change. Right? We're not gonna do this if he's just doing search, normal search.
If this is a normal search,
Yeah.
um, yeah, we wouldn't need the add contact button though. We could show we should show the search history. That's the old screen has the search history.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I
And
think
bring that in.
should be there. That should be
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I'll see why it's not there.
Okay. Make a note maybe. Um, okay. And then if you scroll down, there's contacts after this, right?
Yeah, and mine just 5,
Mhm.
but this paginates too. Depending again, depends.
Cool, cool. Okay, it's cool all the way to the top now. Like there, yeah. Okay. I think I'll add more under suggestions, maybe like 6 or 7. But that's a good start for now. I don't think we need to see the show more button because like you would probably scroll anyway. Actually, why don't we change it to 6 just for now? And
And okay, but the show more, it's gonna be there.
yeah, that's fine. It'll just be below the fold, below the bottom of the screen, which is fine.
So it's gonna be 6.
Yeah, let's go with 6 for now.
It's right here. Yeah.
Actually, make it 7.
Sure. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
I see people scroll that every day and look and interact with those in onboarding. Those suggestions because we don't cap it at 7 in onboarding. It's like 30, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they don't share contacts, it's all suggestions and it works really well. I've seen people fill up their circle of trust with it, so that's good.
Okay. 7. Oh,
Cool, cool. I like it. This is looking really good. This is going to be a much better screen now. Good job.
mm-hmm. So yeah.
And then- Mhm.
So yeah. We'll just finish up this, and we have a good PR with it. It's gonna be a little bit big too, Ismail. So like he has 25 changes. We did the whole screen, so we can go over it together if you have any question.
Yeah, let's do that for stand up. We'll go over both PRs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I also wanted to talk to you guys about the next steps, features, because I mean we were talking about the tagging people in photos, and
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Ismail would be more suited for it since he's done a lot with chat, and but I don't know. I wanted to talk it through with both of you guys. Who do you think would be better for that to implement?
I don't mind. Yeah.
But who do you think has touched the stuff around it the most?
Tagging images.
Because it's chat, it's so
Mhm.
much,
Yes,
it's
that's what you mean. Yeah, Ismail did,
uploading.
but yeah,
What do you think? It's a little more in his wheelhouse.
yeah, sure. I guess Ismail does a lot of things with chat. Works with complex features, for sure.
Yeah,
He
and
wanted to
there's
work on it.
okay. There's a couple other things too that still need to be looked at. But well, and what do you have in your notes then? I mean, for
Uh,
any mission critical stuff.
no, I don't. I don't have any like physical stuff. This one that's with the contacts that we need to has the images of the contacts, so it's not gonna be just like that. If a user has a contact, it needs to be shown here.
Oh,
Image,
that requires some front end work then.
front end and back end,
I didn't realize it was front end at all. Okay. Um,
and
so that would pull them up higher in our suggestions, right? That's because that's the idea. The whole reason it's not necessarily just to show a picture under your contacts,
mhm.
it's to cherry pick those as suggestions because it implies a stronger
It's
relational.
not for suggestions, but for your contacts.
Yeah, but you know how you have contacts in your suggestions?
Oh yeah. Well, that's all back end.
But to bring the image, like to find the contact with the image.
Well, for as the front end, we're just gonna when we're gonna be importing contacts, we're not just gonna send a phone number. We're gonna send a name. We're gonna send phone number, name, and the image of the contacts.
Yeah,
For other queries, where we pull in, when we do pull the contacts, it's the backend that returns us the contacts and the order and everything. So it's the backend work.
right. Okay. Um, so Jerry, that is something I have been wanting to knock out. We've been talking about it for a few months.
Yep.
Bring in we use your contacts that have emojis as suggestions because it implies a stronger relationship, but also any contacts where you've added a photo to it also implies a stronger relationship. So we want to bring those to the forefront of suggestions.
Mhm.
And I guess it requires some front end work too.
Yeah, want to pass the front end has to pass the image URL when they import the context. So
Yeah.
I mean, suggested that we pass like a route to the image. Now the catch is that that URL will change if they get a new phone or something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Does that break anything?
if we want if we wanted to display their images,
You
yes.
do.
It will, yeah, it will break if it's the user changes the phone or
How do we update it?
what update what?
The photo? Like, there's no way to
No,
know
there's no
that.
way because what we do, we're not gonna be uploading it in our like to cloud or anything. But what we're gonna do, just we have a path of this photo where it lives in the user's device,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna send the path. We're not gonna,
So we get the path one time and that's it.
yeah, and that's it. Well, if you think about it, if a user changes a phone number and he onboarded it, not phone number, sorry, if a user changes like his device to another new device,
Yeah.
he needs to onboard again. So when that's he's gonna onboard, we're gonna re-import his contacts again. So it's gonna have the
So it'll be
latest. So it's gonna be okay.
okay. Okay, then is this fairly easy? Because I think there's a lot of value in it. I mean, I know there is because our suggestions are working and better suggestions leads to better connections. Um,
Well, it's not fairly easy. I mean, it's doable. It's not that hard to do. Like I'm talking from the front end. Just we're gonna when we're gonna be sending the name and the phone, we're gonna add the phone number. That's the first. Sorry, the image. The second part is whenever we showing contacts, we're not gonna do this if there's an image. We're gonna just show an image. So there's two parts of it for the front end to do. And yeah, it's not a lot of work. It's not hard, but it's doable. It just needs a little bit of loading, typing.
okay. Okay. How about for you, Jerry? Or is this something Amit can assist you with?
Yeah, if Amit could uh update the endpoint for now to just accept like an image URL or image path, we could start with that. That way, so Amin can start calling the API, but we might have to add a field in the database to show the image path so we can display it.
Okay.
But if he wants to at least have it start accepting that image path so Amin can test out the mutation, I mean, to be a place to start.
Okay. Okay, great. Um, Amit, did you catch any of that?
Can you please send me invitation? Which one it is?
Be the
Okay.
upload contacts.
Sorry,
Upload contacts.
upload contacts. Okay. Image URL we need to pass there, right?
Yeah, it'd be called like image URL.
Mm. There is user contacts upload v2. That one you are using.
Not V2. There's upload contacts. We're not using the V2 yet.
Upload contacts. Just let me check. User contacts. Ready? It is user contacts upload, not upload contact.
Okay, user contact upload. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so I'll add it. Give me 5 minutes. I'll do that.
Okay. So you know what we're going for there? We want to find the one that has images for the contacts.
There is already image path there, JD. Input.
Have one?
Image path input is already there.
All
Uh,
this time?
Already there image path input. Okay,
I
let
think
me send
we might have added it when we last talked about it, John.
It
the
sounds
upload is
familiar,
in the
right?
chat. Yeah,
What
Jerry, you added only 4 week ago.
Okay, that's about right. I probably added it last time we talked about it. We're just now having
Okay.
the front end to implement it.
Okay, so how much farther do we need to go with it? As far as let's say, as far as the back end, is the back end. What else the back end have to do?
I I think sorry. Todd, I did not send out that SMS and I was getting it ready. We're talking about this right now. Sorry. Todd's messaging me on the side. I told him I was sending a text for Poach House.
Okay.
I just need to make sure it's part in the database, but yeah, that would just be database work from there.
Will you put my phone number in that text too? Because I want to see it as a test.
Okay.
Thanks.
Mhm.
And then, sorry, what did you say about this photo thing?
It would just have to be part of the database, but it would be a database for the rest of it.
Okay, but so as far as a meme is concerned, he can implement it now.
Yeah, at least on the upload mutation. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's already there. I mean,
Okay, so I mean, upload.
I'm gonna want to send them what it's called, the field name.
Yeah, so it has a where's the mutation? This is the mutation of contact. So so it's gonna be the contact's input. It's gonna has an image, right?
Like
Uh,
if they have an image, it's gonna be you pass the image URL.
okay. Let me find exactly what we arrows, badges, chunks.
Sorry, I'm just talking on mute. I mean, I sent you in on the development channel. You can see.
Okay. Password for input. Okay, here's it. Yeah, is this like whether this user has image or not? So I'm gonna be having this one here like this. Um, right. What did you send me? Amit?
In development channel.
Development. Okay. So it's gonna be image path. So yeah. So, all right. So I'm gonna have it here. Something like that. All right. Yeah. Okay. It's good.
okay, cool. Yeah, I think that'll be a very important supplement to what we're doing. What other priorities did you have there? I mean,
I think this is the one that matters most, but I'm not sure if there's anything else. There's like change being forward, like, and this is issue for small devices, and this one was like show placeholder for tag icons. This one's why this is for the profile screens. Some profiles like their categories icon, like it just pops and causes a little bit of shift of contents that's it's there. I'm not sure if you're following.
say it one more time.
Yeah, so this small issue it's like here. If I'm gonna go to a profile, see this category, it's not
Mhm.
gonna be there. Well, this one was. So it's only for me. It was like only happening with I guess movies. Yeah, this one. See, I'm not sure if you saw it.
The
When
category was happening with the category.
see, it's not gonna be there for the first time.
Uh,
It like it's the only thing that's not coming at the same time with
so it's
everything.
making it jump a little bit.
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
said
I
we're
remember.
like I place a fixed size placeholder here, so it's not gonna push anything. It's gonna appear.
Right, right.
But yeah, yeah, those small things. There's this one. I'm not sure if there's anything high priorities that I can work on meantime.
Well, some of the features I think we're going to get into, like this tagging the photos and stuff, but I want to knock out small things maybe first, just to
Okay,
not sit. Something like that. Yeah, I feel like that's a good one. What else do we have in here?
there's
Uh,
this one. This one I'm not really sure if it's still an issue or not with the double. And then we need to test that more. Like remember how when Chantel wanted to download video or image, she was asked for permission for that
Mm.
image itself or the video itself.
Yeah.
So we need to test that again and see what's going on there. And also, if a user not allowed the permission to save, because like when you're gonna want to save a photo or video, you will be asked for permission. If not, was granted for your photos and videos.
Mm.
Remember that?
Yeah. I wonder if that's still been an issue. For sure.
Yeah. Well, that's needed. Like we need that permission. Otherwise, you cannot save. It's just
Yeah.
like you said, like you selected the limited and you were able to save. That's so yeah. It's still a little bit it's confusing. We need to look into it again and see what's going on there.
Okay. And there was that one case where I haven't seen it in a while now. It was right after Ismail left out of town where um an old sent message would be pre-populated in
Oh yeah.
a field. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while though. But then again, I haven't done the same, maybe not the same exact
Hmm.
action. Did you have a question? Do you remember if you had a question for him on it, or like where you might want him to look at that? Or yeah, I remember what it was because like Ismail had a solution. Like even though it wasn't necessarily a root solution, it was a top level fix that would prevent it. But you were gonna let him do it.
Yeah, because I didn't know whether he had that solution across everywhere where we have that input or only in one place.
I think it was screen by screen, right? Ismail, you know how sometimes a old text message can reappear inside of a message input field?
Yeah,
Happened to me again a couple weeks ago.
interesting. I mean, the solution I had was a root solution where it should affect everything. Like I didn't do it screen by screen.
Hmm,
Um,
couple
where
weeks.
did it happen?
It,
Yeah,
or just
this
looking for.
one I'm trying to find. Um, um,
It might not be in development. I mean, I might have sent it directly to you because I had scrolled through all these too.
okay.
Is it consistent also, or is it kind of once in a blue moon?
I think it was this one edge case was consistent.
One edge case was consistent. Okay.
Yeah, it had to do with
Ye-
some
Yeah,
share.
this one.
Yeah, there it is.
It's like it happens in the new message.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
same
trap.
place. Yeah, that was always the place that it popped up. Um,
But
what
like,
was the
but
steps to read?
yeah.
For
So
this?
the thing is, like, this message that's popped up in here.
Mm-hmm.
First, it was sent from a podcast share.
The same message was sent.
Yeah, I shared a podcast from the share button on the
Mm-hmm.
podcast profile. Typed out. Wait, did I type? Yeah, I typed out the message at that same time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when that popped up. And then when
I
I get
see.
a plus chat,
I see. I see. And that's how you do it every time in work. Like it's easily reproducible if you do it like that.
I think so. Yeah, double check it. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
remember if I reproduced it. I think I did.
Okay, let me take a note of it.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like I mean just forwarded it to you as well. Okay. So we could take a look at that one.
And about the other task, what was the other task about tagging?
I'll go over it with you. Let's have you guys go through your PRs, and then let me get Wells update real quick first, and then do the PRs, and then I'll update you on. It has to do with tagging people in a photo,
Mm.
and if Chantel, if you can have those screens in Figma available in about 10 minutes for these guys, we'll show them the tagging. Okay, cool. Okay, Wells, let me get your update, please.
Yeah, just a second.
Okay.
All right. So my updates. Yeah, I just opened APR for the logo update, as I mentioned on Friday, and I am actively working with Shinto on final polishments for the winner circle. I did send you, sir, on Slack to a photo and a video for you to look at. So back to your winner circle, how it currently looks.
That's great.
And yeah, and the video on the polishment me and Shinto did for the numbers. So that's how the numbers are going to be displayed. So you can see that even though
Oh,
we
that's
have different,
interesting. Yeah, you
yeah,
have it rotating through different.
yeah.
I see
So
different.
the bigger the number gets, it has to have slightly changes on that. And
Oh, I
Shinto
see. You're just showing that it dynamically sizes the box.
yeah, exactly. So that that is for how we are handling different um cares lengths. So
Sure.
the bigger the care, there are slightly difference on the on the sizes, and that's how we are currently handling them. So you can see that um, we are handling up to millions of cares, and it looks cool on the design.
Cool.
Yeah, so I've been working actively with Shinto on that, and now we are getting some details about the back wheel, getting it to be crisp. We are um, making it so it has the proper flares and all the other stuff.
Cool. Yeah, it's looking really good. I would make the name field just a little longer so it can accommodate longer names.
Yeah, that makes sense. Perhaps we can work with that with Shinto.
Yeah. Chantel, let's extend the name field on the winner circle so it's like maybe 3 or 4 more characters can go in there.
Yeah, I have it in the design where it's a little longer. It's supposed to match the same width as the wheel. And in my design, you can have 12 characters just like you can have elsewhere in the app.
Okay. Take a look at that, Wells. But yeah, it looks really good. So what else do you need for this, Wells?
Yeah, so Shinto, if perhaps you can provide me a slightly longer version, because this one we have there on the video is exactly the one that is on Figma. Just export it.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Also, perhaps Shinto, if you can export me just the middle section, and the ends, perhaps I can make it expandable, so we can expand it or shrink it. But we'll see if that's going to be needed. Let's do the just a slightly larger one first.
I wonder if it's the font size.
Might be. I'm using the definition on Figma, the body one bold.
Oh, interesting. It's supposed to be body 2 semi bold. I'm looking at right now. So that's going to be 2 points smaller.
Why don't you guys take it to Slack and until
Yeah.
you get it dialed in?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, great. I want to get Amin and Ismail move forward on that, and then actually, I mean, there's a couple little just tweaks I want to do on some of the screens around the favoriting flow. The it's the part you worked on where that text types out and it says, "Who else would love this?" There's some jank in it a little bit, and I wanted to get your opinion, but we can wait until after you and Ismail connect, and then also talk about how we could bring back the share to the social media aspect to it, because you said that would be very easy because it's all there. Just we could just re-enable it after a certain amount of sessions or something like that. Okay, well, it means on mute, but all right. So then, Ismail, if you're there, do you want to review the the PRs, and when you're done, I'll go over the Figma designs with you and Chantel on this feature in the chat stuff we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Okay, great.
I'm ready.
Okay, and then Amit, I guess we don't need Amit now. Anybody have any questions? Probably let you drop.
Mhm.
All right. So then, um, we'll let you know if there's some other batching of
Okay.
notifications on it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Have,
Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
have a good day.
You too. Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Go for it, Ismail.
Okay. Um, well, I mean, do you want me to share my screen?
Oh, he stepped away a few minutes ago.
Okay.
He said he'd be back. I'm gonna grab a bowl of cereal. I'm hungry. And then Chantel, if you have those designs, actually, if you could send them to me too, so I could take a look.
Yeah, I just realized there's a use case that we hadn't considered.
Okay. There always is.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure how to handle it. Essentially, who can have access to previously tagged things? So if someone mistags a person,
Mm.
can anyone have that X show, or just the person who uploaded the photo, just the person who tagged the
It's
person
only the person who tagged,
can
except,
change it?
well, I don't know. Let's talk that through for a minute. Because
Yeah.
what if, because it is public facing. I guess they all are. Like on Instagram, they're all public facing, right? So what happens on
Yeah.
Instagram if you tag somebody and it's the wrong person?
Well, other people can't tag someone. Only the person who uploads it can tag.
Only who uploads it. So this is different than Instagram.
Yeah.
Aha.
I feel like opening it up to anyone to tag can cause problems.
Here,
You
why don't
know,
you show your screen while we're waiting for Amin to come back, since we're talking about it anyway?
yeah, let me get back to that page. I've been going back and forth with Wells, so I had that up. So give me just a second.
Okay. So we're gonna do this thing, Ismail, where okay, we're already doing a thing that has been very effective. We have some photographers and some partnerships with some nightlife venues. They already were taking photos of their venue on a regular basis. They've allowed us to basically just take it over. They changed their link in their bio on Instagram. These are like the most popular venues in Sacramento, by the way. Like not just some hole in the wall. These are like the top ones have partnered with us. So that's very cool. And so we are basically their photographer now. We're using theirs, but now we have control over the whole system where um, all the photos come through Sircles. So if you want to see your photos, you got to download Sircles. And so we have a club photos topic in the guest list chat. We have a guest list chat, which has also got almost a couple thousand people in it now. And that's how you get, what's happening each night and get some perks if you're in the chat, all that stuff. But then there's also a topic for the club photos. And we upload the club photos the next day and people can react and we now have the download button, which I don't know if you've seen that yet, but you can download photos and videos right now, currently in production.
Yeah, I did see that. That was cool.
Yeah, pretty cool, right to your photo library, high res. So that's cool. So now the next evolution, we're gonna do kind of the Instagrams thing, but with extra juice behind it. We're gonna allow, because since these are public facing in the club photos thing, we're gonna let users um, tag their friends in it, so that way we can see um, like we can kind of get a little bit of a network effect. So each
Oh,
photo you see here, yes. So that way, yeah, you get the idea.
it's kind of like Facebook used to have this feature. I remember a while ago, like
Yeah, I think that's
back in
what
the days.
got the idea. That's actually, yeah. And they'll get a message saying you were tagging a photo. Da, da, da. So yeah, if we start
Um,
on the
you
left,
can, I think, well, what Facebook did was they actually had like a facial recognition tag people automatically for you if they're in circles
Hmm.
using
We're not-
AI.
Yeah, we were talking about even just knowing where faces are to like at least have the little bubble show up in the right place. But Jerry made a good point. Is like sometimes it'll be a picture of the back of someone's head, or sometimes there was other scenarios too where it kind of makes sense. So we'll just let people drag and drop the little bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, this is down the line, but what we can do is we can have both options. Like it would automatically select people if it recognizes them. If it doesn't, you could just drag and drop. But obviously, we don't have the AI part ready yet, or the facial recognition part, I should say. So down the
Mhm.
line, not now, but
Yeah,
uh,
I'm sorry. I almost want to stay away from the face identification, because I almost feel like some people might take that as like we're harvesting their data, especially if we like try to auto tag the person. Some people don't feel good about that.
yeah. I mean, even if you want to do this, this is gonna be. I don't know if, like how much work that would actually require, right, to get it to recognize it and then tag it properly. It's not. I don't know if it's like I'm only saying this because we have AI so advanced now that we might be able to maybe
I-
find a solution. But like back in the days, that would have been almost impossible to do.
Yeah, I just don't feel like some people say they still don't really get the warm fuzzies from it. They get
Yeah, yeah.
they get the, oh God, what do they know about me out of it.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, at least down the road anyway, if we even want to consider it.
I mean, it's probably available. It's just keep in mind how the user might see it. Like, oh, well, how they figure that out.
True. So for now, we're going to do a little more of the traditional way here. It would really be the second screen. We're not going to
Mm-hmm.
start the very first screen. We're not going to get into it from that view where it's like a trusted photo, but more
Mm-hmm.
just for now. The first phase is just those photos that are uploaded into that chat, and it's like a single image that's not associated with trusted. So that's what the second screen starts at. That's where we'd start. And then, so you'd long press, pulls up screen with your name, suggestions. And then this part is a lot like Instagram.
Wait, sorry. So for the to get to the screen, you said you long press on the photo after you open it, right?
Yeah, that's right, Chantal? Chantal, you there?
Yeah. You would just tap it to enlarge it, and then it would have this.
But how would you tell? How would you get the the right person selected? You long press, don't you?
Tap to tag someone you know. So you
Just
would
tap.
just tap their face.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to long press. You just tap.
No.
Okay. It does say that. So, and that's what Instagram does, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you tap where you
That's
want.
their exact verbiage too.
Oh, perfect. Okay. But we added an emoji, so we're cooler.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, you just tap on the one you want to tag, brings up
Mm-hmm.
the list, and then let's go to the
And then
right.
after you add the tag, like let's say you tag someone, where would that go to start with before you drag it?
Where your finger was.
Where your finger. So we have to store where the user tapped. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, social intel scroll right. So then yeah, see how it shows. You can kind of still edit here. It's got the X. What was the pink one again? Oh yeah, they're not in circles yet, right?
Oh, I see. But why does it not have an X if you want to remove it?
Say, what was that?
Why does it not have an X if you can still want to remove it?
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead.
after you tag 3 friends, it comes here because
No, I'm talking about the
cancel will
X
take you
next to the
back.
name.
Oh, so that was what I was just trying to talk about. Is once you had clicked it, then like the X's aren't there anymore and everyone else would see this version.
Mhm.
But that was one of the things I was trying to figure out is who gets to see the X. Like if I'm tagging randos, maybe I'm trying to spam things, and instead of it being a picture of friends, it's like some sort of ad, right? And I start tagging a whole bunch of people. Would they be able to untag themselves, for example? Or could I untag other people if it is a bunch of people and someone chose the wrong person? They got it mixed up of who was there, So you are like, oh, let me just fix this. Can they change it? Or if someone's just being a jerk and, tagging people in their phone contacts and naming them whatever.
I think
Because, like,
we should have let the person who was tagged also have control, right?
I feel like
Full
that.
control or partial control?
Mm,
I feel like
just
of
either or.
themselves.
Yeah, yeah, be able to untag themselves.
Hmm. Huh.
The only other question I have is if I'm tagged in it, can I untag other people?
Yeah, not other people, maybe just yourself. And
Okay.
then I think if someone untags themselves, it should get locked, like to where they can no longer be tagged on that photo. Um, I imagine that might need some back end work.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, can we go back to the search screen real quick? Yes, this one. Is this, oh, this is the search we already have, right? We're reusing it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the searches we use.
And if we are, which one is it? Just for me to be 100% certain.
I think this one's slightly different since it just has the suggestions above the.
But the suggestions are based off of what? We don't have facial recognition.
Yeah, we use this on the people finder screen.
Mm,
Part of the,
okay. But I still get the suggestion category.
I thought that part was once you tag or after you favorited something and it's like, do you think these people might like it too? And how it's everyone in your circle of trust?
Mm.
Or maybe
I
the
thought that's
suggestion
what
list
that is.
would be our circle of trust.
Well,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
we have it down really good where it's your circle of trust on top, and then it goes into like the high value contacts after that.
Mhm.
We're
This
using
is
it.
where AI could be helpful, where it doesn't tag it automatically, but it does suggest it based
Yeah,
off of faces.
we have it down pretty good now. Like I've been watching a lot of session replays, and the suggestions at the top have been really good quality.
Where you said we're using this in people finder screen.
Yeah.
If I go to, if I click on the the Lottie and I click on people, is that where
Well,
we're using it?
it's not there yet. Where it's the screen that Amin was showing you. So we also use it in onboarding and edit circle of trust. And
Edit circle of trust. Okay.
mhm,
Yeah,
except
I see it in edit circle of trust. But the
except
thing is,
there we
the
hide.
suggestion list here is very long.
Yeah, we hide the circle of trust when you're editing your circle of trust, of course, because like those wouldn't be suggested; they're already in there.
Well, cool. I get, but yeah, but, I mean, the only thing, it's a very long list. Are we gonna limit it here? Because like I have mine is like 4 or 5. You can say like 30, almost 30 people, if not more, under my suggestions.
I've seen people scroll probably to 100
But
because
at
it's like
that point, it's not very
well,
useful because you kind of want top picks. No.
yeah, and which they are. Like that's the thing they're seeing people they know. But then if it's at that point, you can use a search bar Because your contacts, I
Sure.
mean, how many people really? I just don't really see people scrolling through their contacts.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
But
point.
I do see
So
them.
use it as is inside edit. Circle of trust. The same
Yeah,
exact search.
except that the edit circle trust does not show your actual circle of trust. So the
Oh, this one
query,
would.
yeah, exactly, because that'd be the top. Actually, okay, I know the one. It's tagging a friend. The one we're actually working on right here. If you go to check into a movie or show or place right now in
Mm-hmm.
Circles, and then go to tag, it's that list right there.
And then go to tag. Um, so check in from the menu and then click on tag a friend. Okay, I see. Yeah, this one's shorter.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's got your circle trust on top, and then suggestions.
okay, that works.
Mhm.
So just use it as is. Cool. I can actually probably use the same screen. Just I mean, this one is called tag a friend. Like it's literally everything is exactly identical except there's an A.
Right, right. Because in this case, you're only tagging one person,
Yeah,
whereas the other one you could tag multiple people.
yeah. Just a tag friends. This one says tag a friend.
Mhm.
Everything else is pretty much the same.
Mhm.
Okay, and then it drops it, and then you can drag it after we drop it. Um,
Yeah,
okay.
slide it around.
And then it has to save its position, obviously. Um, and this, so we have a image modal that displays these images. Do we want to add this to put all images?
So what images?
To all images?
No, not yet. Maybe in next phase. Right now, just the image model.
Well, it would be easy actually, just because, like, for example, you can add it in chat. Because I'd have to do it on the modal anyways, and it's a shared modal between.
I was talking about the one in chat, like when you
So,
expand it.
so I'm just a little confused because this one, when I thought this one's on the what's it called, the feedback, the feed, uh, it's
No,
on the
that's what I'm
feeds.
trying to say. Ignore that first one. It's a little confusing. Chantal, we should remove that very first screen, which is off screen now, but it was. We're not doing that in this
So
phase.
we're just doing it inside chat.
Just inside chat for now.
Okay, but still, what I'm saying is, I can potentially add it to the modal, and it could be universal anyways, without any extra work.
I see. Then sure. That probably. I'm trying to
And
think.
I can have like a disabled property where if
Okay.
it's disabled, you don't have the option to tag, and if it's enabled, you can tag it. And wherever you want to enable it, you just click enable or load it.
Okay. Right. Then yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
So there's more. I'm gonna scroll to the right, Chantal. So we mentioned some of that logic around the X being visible to you who tagged people, but then also to the person who got tagged.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah. I can do that, I guess, using the user key, since we should already have it. And then the invite Rachel one, is that gonna have the X next to it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should in the editing phase.
And then
And then also the logic on that one is they're an external user. Okay. So um you can only see that invite part of it. It will say Rachel in pink, which we don't have an example of here. If you don't have Rachel's contact, if you so like most people would just see Rachel, but you have Rachel's contact So it's still an invite button for you. Like you can SMS
Oh,
invite.
it
Or,
functions as an invite button.
yeah, bring up an SMS for.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah, which brings me to another aspect of this, which I mentioned to Amin on Friday, and maybe it was Thursday before we got back, but that same invite logic concept, I'd like to apply it on the circle of trust. You know how you can invite somebody in onboarding, and then they have that really dark grayish blue avatar in your circle of trust.
Mhm.
We long ago we used to have an invite button across it, and which again was only visible to you if you have Rachel's phone number or any of your friends who have Rachel's phone number. So, like, if I invite my friend Scott and he hasn't accepted the invite yet, Danny could also invite Scott. Todd could also invite Scott because we all have Scott's phone number, and they would see invite on my on my circle of trust. So it's almost a little competition in a way to be like who can get their circle in and get credit for those invites that we're not really taking advantage of. So I don't know how much of that translates to this and vice versa, but they're kind of in the same conceptual strategy
Mhm.
there, you know, having that invite only show to people who have the contact.
Yeah. Um, the only thing is, I didn't know that was a button until you told me right now.
Yeah. Um, maybe they had a plus next to it. That's actually a good point. Hey, try adding a plus in front of invite, Chantal. Let's see if that helps.
No, I don't want that.
Or maybe the add friend. I don't know if we have a icon, like an add friend icon. I don't know if we have it. You know what I'm talking about? Like the one you see on Facebook.
Yeah. I think we just have a plus add button.
Like, does it need to say her name?
Well, everyone else is tagged.
Well, if it doesn't say the name, that would be more clear to me that, hey, maybe that's like a button.
Interesting. I think the plus helps a little bit. But now you're biased, so I'll ask somebody else who's never seen it. But I think you made a good point. If you didn't know what it was, that's probably going to be common. Let's get the plus closer to the eye.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to make that as a separate
Uh,
thing because otherwise it's like that.
right.
So let me make it as a separate one.
Okay. Then in the meantime, what do you think so far, Ismail?
Um, yeah, I I have a plan for this. It'll take a little bit of work, but it's doable.
Okay. What about as far as the invite also functioning on the circle of trust avatars?
Mm, yeah, I mean, if we do it here, we can do it there. It'll be
Okay.
similar concept.
Okay. We should do that design next, Chantal. Where it'll be like plus invite on the avatars too. Okay.
Is that too close?
Right about there.
Okay.
Since you have that plus independent of everything, can you make it more bold?
Yes.
Okay. This is going to be, I think, really effective.
How's that?
I like it. I think that might do the trick. Send me a screenshot of that, and I'll ask some people.
I don't love it, I'll be honest.
With just the plus, or the whole concept.
This no, just this right here.
I know. I
I'm
don't love
fine
it
with the
either.
I'm fine with the concept. I think it's smart.
What should we?
But
What? Yeah, I don't love it either. I don't know why I don't love it, but
I think it's because it's not familiar as part of it. Like it's not something you see so much in other apps to do this. And it doesn't seem very obvious to me that it's a button. And I think that's partially because it's got the little
yeah, true.
tick there, like it is for everything else, which that does make sense.
Yeah.
But
Why don't we do a similar approach like in chat when you add somebody to a chat?
have the invite button.
Yeah, you know how it says you're not following this person, follow them.
Well,
Yeah.
this is to invite someone via text.
True, but it will be
So you
similar.
wouldn't be following them.
Correct, but I'm talking about like the concept of a modal popping up and having an invite button next to it if you have multiple people.
If you tap, what does it look like before the modal though?
So when you, well, I guess you could select one person at a time, huh? Only.
Mm-hmm.
What if this right here
So yeah, like
had
when
the
you click on
button?
a person, what if a modal pops up saying, "Hey, you're not following," or "This person's not in circles. Do you want to invite them?"
Or what if it was only on the ones who aren't in the app? Because it's in a spot where I want to. Well, maybe it's
Oh, I have an
not where I
idea.
want to see if they want to follow.
I have an idea. What if the button says if you click on a person, it would say tag and invite, so we kind of force them to invite the person. I don't know if that's pushing it too much.
How about we
I
think about it?
think it's actually okay to have the following status and the plus invite button here because it might be good to see like, oh, I'm just following them, we're not friends, or you know to trigger that, because I don't think it's a bad idea to have that friendship status change in this. We're already together in this photo, presumably. And then it would let me know, hey, I can invite someone. Tag and
I like
invite.
that.
Okay, say that one more time.
Yeah, so I was just thinking maybe it's not the worst thing to have all of the friendship statuses here because presumably we're in the same picture, we're already together. I might see following and be like, oh, I thought we were friends. Or, maybe it just shows follower and be like, oh, I didn't realize I wasn't following them.
Yeah, except that that'll conflict with the selecting of the person because I think there should only be one possible, unless you're just trying to show a status. But then that's not consistent with any other screen or design we have. Every time we show that status, it's a button. I think where we have this now clean like this because we've been people tagging a lot and it's working really well. We
Yeah.
have this exact screen right now, suggestions on top, and it's working. Um, let's think about it a little more. And I want to ask some people. I think the plus invite might actually be more clear to other people. We'll just see. Let me
Well,
get.
okay, so another idea, kind of going off of what Ismail just said, is if I click someone in my contacts, it could be a little modal that says Ace Ventura isn't in circles. Tag and invite.
Um,
That way it's super clear what's going on and it keeps this part clean.
what it would say, tag and invite. If
So it
not,
would be a modal that would come up if they're not in the in circles, and it would be like Ace Ventura is not in circles.
after you
Like,
tapped the contact.
yeah, just then, because
Okay.
they're not in circles yet. So then it would be a modal, and it would say Ace Ventura is not in circles yet. Would you like to tag and invite them? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Tag and invite them to circles to join in on the fun or something like
Yeah. I kind of like that. It's a little more of an opt-in as well, so
that.
I like
And we
it.
can have maybe a don't show again button if it gets annoying.
True. Okay. Well, why don't you do the design and we'll take
Okay.
it from there. Okay. And then I thought I had one more question, but I can't think of it now. So, do you have any questions there, Ismail?
No, I think I have enough to get started on this.
Cool. Okay. Then, Amin, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, cool. All right, we did the rundown on this with Ismail. I think he's got it, and there was something else I wanted to talk to you about. It'll come back to me. But in the meantime, why don't you guys go ahead and review those PRs, and I'll go back through my notes because there is something else I want to do soon-ish. So I'll mute it and let you guys go.
Okay, I guess I'll start off. Be sharing my screen. Uh, let's do this. Okay. Can you see my screen? I mean,
Yeah, I can.
so this is the PR. Kind of the old one I just pulled off of it. Um, so what I did basically is just I added a tab view key, and the reason for that is we well let's if we go over step by step page over here, just add the refetch. Over here we just so basically one problem I faced that with the refetch, there was inconsistency with how on completed was being called, uh weirdly enough. So what that meant is it didn't always get called, even
I
though
think it's not inconsistent. It's incomplete. Maybe just you have like your expectation of it, how it's gonna work. I think incomplete works when only like the first trigger, not for a refetch or something.
Mm, I think it should work for refetch, and it does sometimes, but it's like the first one it doesn't work. After that, it worked. It was weird. It's not the inconsistency. It was giving me problems. I'm not sure why, but I think it should be corrected with you. But anyways, I decided to go a
Mhm.
different route with this. So I just added this piece of logic, which basically, if there's a topic selected, or fast index is not equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 0, that
Mhm.
means it's not there's something selected, a topic of some sort. So it basically doesn't return, so it doesn't run this code, because if this code runs, it will basically take you to the home screen or the main chat, which you don't want. Um, and so I moved the logic to, if we go to the refetch here, I added the dot then, and then you have the results. So
Mhm.
basically works the same thing. You get the results here, and but this one was consistent in terms of it behaved the way I would expect it to behave.
Yeah.
Is one way to word it. Um, so that being said, over here we have basically same thing. If it's active, you want to refetch, and this is for to handle pagination. So if there's nothing, it'll just take 25. If there's pagination, it will see how many topics you paginated, so you can go back to wherever you were. Um, Now this is where it gets a little tricky. So we just get the data. These are the topics, obviously, and this is just finding the index of the selected topic.
Hmm.
And that's the topic that you had previously selected before the refetch happened. Because if you don't store it, it will obviously after it refetches, it will put you back into main chat. Um, so this is where the solution I had, where I basically change the index, and then but I also change the tab view key, and that tab view key I used it as part of the key here. So in
Hmm.
the past, it only used to be the group key. The reason I added here was this causes it to basically
So we render.
re-render this whole thing,
Hmm.
because if I don't do that, so let's say I delete this line, right? What would happen is if we're here, inside inside uh, that keeps happening. It shows me a different lobby for a second, then it updates. We'll get back to that. So let's say I have this one selected, right? And let's say I go home, I get a new topic, and then I go back here. What would happen is, first of all, did you see that little,
Yeah, the refetch happened. Yeah,
not the refetch,
the flicker. Yeah,
the flicker? So that's the that's
we
what happens
render.
because we're using this. So now, if that didn't happen, and you have a new topic, it would basically still selected. You'd have test zero selected. You would have, let's say the new topic is called test one. You would have it here, and then you would have, the cybercrime, and then you would
Hmm.
have this here. So everything would be in order, but this right here would be just the background, like the blue background without any of the
Yeah.
context. And then this one and the one next to it would be broken. You would basically have to go to like main or a different topic and then back, and then that would fix it. But that's where I'm saying it's out of sync. Like
Hmm.
the index you have selected and the tab view, they're out of sync because I guess we added extra topic here. And that's where I couldn't seem to find a solution to keep them in sync without this,
Remember
which
how we were using the interaction manager?
I tried that and I tried set timeout and I tried them both together. Nothing seemed to. Uh,
And like, can you did you try like instead of using the set index, you're gonna
the
use?
jump dot current,
Uh-huh.
I did that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried everything. I I lose spent hours. Um, all those lead to the same problem. They're not in sync, and I don't know why it's breaking in
Hmm.
terms of why they're not in sync, even though we're using jump or set index. Or I even tried both. Right? I was like, I want to try everything before but nothing seemed to work other than having
Yeah,
it
it's force
re, like
render. Yeah.
re-render, which again, like technically right now it's gonna like technically right now it just refetched and but
Hmm.
it went back to the current topic, but it did refetch right now. So again, I tried it with adding a topic. It all seems to be good, but yeah, there's that one side effect that we just saw. So I don't know if you have any other ideas. Like I said, I tried jump, I tried that, I tried interaction manager, I tried set timeout, tried all those different
Mm.
things.
Yeah, I know the issue. Yeah, it's tricky.
You know, So I mean, I guess we can test it for now, see how it feels on the real app. John said he
Mhm.
wants to just get a feel of it, see if it's crazy. It would only happen basically if you do this and this on the chat. In main chat, would it do the same thing? Yeah, it won't do it inside main chat. It'll only do it if you have a topic selected. So those are the conditions. You have to have a topic selected, and you leave the app and come back without closing it. Just backgrounding the app and coming back, I should say. Um, so I guess for me, maybe that's better than missing a whole topic because what the if you don't have the see yet, what would happen is if I'm in the background and I'm not subscribed, then I get a notification. Hey, new topic. I click on it. It would go here. It won't be here. It would basically freeze the app or
Mhm.
not navigate to it because the topic doesn't exist. Uh, which I actually haven't tested what it would happen if you click on a notification because it does still has to refetch it. Oh, that's another edge case I should probably test. Let me try that. So this technically doesn't exist yet. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, it's the right topic, but this is off. Interesting. Okay, maybe I have to handle that. I guess we have one more thing I need to handle. That's just something that came up to my mind. So navigates you to it. We just have to handle this. Yeah. Oh wait, that's not going to be fun to handle. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at with this. Um, and then I added this part so that it it shows a skeleton if it's loading because it didn't used to. If we just have the loading. And yeah, that's pretty much um what I have
I
for
mean,
those.
yeah. I see the solution, the fix how it is. Um, yeah. If it's not gonna break anything with the like switching topics whenever it needs to be. I guess it will not because here we only do it when a user's toggles the app state.